Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know by now you've heard the story of the 4 Black Americans that crossed over into Mexico in the city of Matamoros, and they end up being shot at, and 2 lost their lives with the cartel members. Now, the cartel that was involved was actually the Gulf Cartel, but they had a offshoot of it called the Scorpion Gang. Now, there was a little offshoot of the Gulf Cartel. So when they crossed over into Mexico, they went for the woman, at least for a tummy tuck. That's what is being alleged. They had 3 other brothers, in the vehicle. But I want you to go ahead and watch what happened, and we'll put out some more details that just kind of came out.
Tonight, 2 Americans have been found alive and are now back safe in the U.S. after this horrific kidnapping at gunpoint in a Mexican border city captured on video. You can see at least one of the survivors in the back of that pickup truck.
2 U.S. citizens were returned to the United States. The bodies of 2 other U.S. citizens killed in the same incident were also recovered.
A convoy transporting the 2 survivors to the border near Brownsville, Texas. This is the moment the 2 victims made it back to U.S. soil and awaiting ambulance. Tonight, Barbara Burgess tells ABC News her daughter, mother of 5, Latavia Tay McGee, is one of the survivors.
I had to hold on. I was thanking the Lord. I said, thank you, Jesus. There is a God.
Her mother says she has no major injuries. And tonight, the wife of McGee's friend, Eric James Williams, says he had surgery in Texas for gunshot wounds to both legs.
It was just tears of joy, I guess, that he's alive.
The other 2 members of the group, Shahid Woodward and Zindell Brown, killed during the kidnapping. Their bodies now headed back to the U.S. Tonight, Mexican officials outlining the 3-day search that led authorities to a wooden house outside of Matamoros. They say the survivors and the dead were at the same location. According to her family, McGee traveled with others from Lake City, South Carolina to Mexico to get cosmetic surgery. When the 4 crossed into Matamoros on Friday, her family says armed gunmen in body armor chased them, opening fire on their white minivan. The gunmen then kidnapping the group. A Mexican bystander also killed. Mexican officials say it was a case of mistaken identity. A source close to the investigation telling ABC News that investigators believe the gunmen may have targeted the vehicle because they wrongly believed the group of Americans were rival human traffickers.
Now, of course, it's very tragic. Now, when that happened, the FBI got involved. They said they was offering a $50,000 reward for the return of the Americans. Now, they got them back pretty quick. They got them back very, very fast. They miraculously found them, in a house with the 2 dead bodies, and the sister and the other brother was alive, and they brought them into hospitals in Brownsville, Texas, which Brownsville is a border town with Mexico. Been to Brownsville several times, being here in Texas. But some new developments came out where the Gulf Cartel put out a letter apologizing for what happened. He said the guys that did that, he said they made their own decisions, they broke cartel rules, and they have to, be turned in. So they have the picture of the 5 guys that they actually gave up to law enforcement with a letter making an apology for what they done. Now, we know good and well the cartel is not the people that we want to have an apology from. Now, this is the thing. They said that in Matamoros, they said there's not really any accredited surgery centers there. So what was going on down there in Matamoros? They said they claimed mistaken identity. Then another thing came out saying, they thought they were Haitian traffickers. But a lot of black folks I've been seeing lately going to Mexico. They going to Mexico. Some of them say they're moving to Mexico and all of that. And now they have certain areas with the State Department tell you do not go to these areas, and Matamoros was definitely one of the areas that the State Department told you don't go to in Mexico. Now, for me, I don't go to Mexico. Last time I've been to Mexico was in the early 2000s. I haven't been back since. Back in that time period, it wasn't like it is now. The cartels run Mexico. If you see a politician alive in Mexico, he or she is affiliated with the cartel. The cartel isn't just about drugs. The cartel is involved in human trafficking. Yes, they're involved with that. They also involved in organ harvesting. They are also involved in illegal immigrants. They get paid, the coyotes, that's what they call, are paid to bring these people through Mexico and put them to the southern border of our country. Now, all the 90% of the drugs that come into the United States of America come through Mexico with those cartels. So our government, if they really wanted to stop the drugs coming into this country, they can just go put a stop to it. Because one thing that the cartel is not going to do is fight the U.S. military. I mean, what happens, you know, talking about the kidnappings, you know how many Mexicans has been kidnapped and never found again? Or these different cartels, what they do, they end up terrorizing people. These people will go, if they got an op, they will go and chop up everybody and put all the body parts in the front yard. Like that's some straight up terrorism. That's straight terrorism. Why is terrorism even being allowed? A lot of those people run up here to the United States because they're escaping terrorism. That's what's happening. Now, if we really want to stop immigration, and if I was the president of the United States, I would call the president of Mexico and say, look, I've been seeing all these stories. You can't handle your problem. And your problem is becoming my problem. So I'm going to go to the UN first before I do it. And I'm going to tell them that your nation is a nation that harbors terrorists. And because of that, and because of the safety of my nation, we're going to have to go into Mexico and we're going to have to take care of your problem for you, because obviously you can't do it. Now, when Trump was in office, he actually said that he actually told them, the dude in Mexico, the president, he said, look, just say the word and we'll go down there and take care of the problem for you. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do it. No. But you know why he say no? Because he's affiliated. Once again, if you see a politician over there alive, he or she is affiliated. Because every politician that's not down with them, that's what happened to them. Real quick. Now, if any other country that was like, if you saw like, you know, Osama bin Laden and Afghanistan, all different things, places America has been to, and say, oh, look what they do to their people. But how come we got all this mass, terror going on right on our doorstep and we do nothing about it? Politicians don't do nothing about it. Now, Republicans are talking about right now drafting up paperwork to go in there. I actually will support that at this point because it's too much. It needs to stop. You have innocent people losing their lives every day. These people take like innocent citizens' land from them. They do all kind of horrible things down there. And you can say, well, that's their problem. But no, their problem is becoming our problem. Now, let's see what happens. But black folks, stay your behind from down there. Listen, this woman that went down there, single mother of 5. She went down there before and got a BBL. Let me say this. A BBL is not going to get you a husband. Sorry, it's not. I don't know why these women are so obsessive with that in this day and time. But she was going down there to get a tummy tuck. That's where she was going. And you risk your life going into Cartel Central. You could have got that same tummy tuck right here in the United States of America. Or, you could have went to other destinations that have medical tourism that have some safety. You could have went to, places like Istanbul, Turkey. That's a hot spot for medical tourism. It's safe. I've been there twice. It's no issue, no problems over there. You can go do your thing and come on back here to the U.S. if you're trying to save, some funds. Some people go to, multiple places they go to for medical tourism, but that's a cosmetic surgery. But the one brother actually, I think, did he get killed? I think he got killed. He had reservations. He didn't want to go down there. Let me tell you something. When you have reservations that strong, just don't go. Say, nah, I'm not going to go. And then most people fly into Mexico. Because some people say, well, I go to Mexico all the time. It just depends where you at. And so go to this area, but don't go to this area. Look, if I got to be worried about, hey, don't go around that corner because, man, no, I don't want to be there. I do not want to be there. Like I tell people, that's not the country I was born and raised in. I know my country. I know where to go and what not to go in my own country. Other places, I don't know. So that's why when I travel, I make sure I stay in the best places, the most safest places. And I would pay more money to make sure that happened. But Mexico is definitely not on my list. And also the police. The police work with the cartel. So if you got a daughter or something like that, that they want to put in human trafficking, the police will take your daughter and bring it to them. They always ain't got to get at you. Like, y'all, man, it's so much stuff going on down there. Y'all don't need to be down there, black people. Stay away from there. Stay away. Listen. Go to the Caribbean. The Caribbean don't have all that stuff going on. What's wrong with going to black nations? That's what I always tell black folk. You want to run to everywhere else but a black nation. Go to a black nation. The continent of Africa. I know some of you got that self-hating. You don't want to be around black people. Well, we ain't trying to always go to no Africa. You know, like, but everybody else will go there but you. Everybody else. But at least go to the Caribbean. Go there. Go to Aruba. Go to Jamaica. Go somewhere. At least that's not going to happen to you. But anyway, so the cartel turned them in, but stay out of there. Just stay out of there and you won't have them issues and problems. But let me know what y'all think about, this situation. Like I say, it's a lot of new developments coming out about that. But, the main issue for me is stay y'all behind out of Mexico and you just would not have that problem.